look, we've seen this trend before. Notably, in 2018, January of 2018, Bitcoin dominance dipped to about 39%. Currently, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at around 40%. Crypto markets operate in cycles. Bitcoin offers something very specific to investors. It really has captured the store of value narrative, and what we tend to see is when we have cycles like these where there's a lot of rapid value appreciation in new layer 1 protocols like Solana, Avalanche, Luna, others. We see people rotating out of Bitcoin to chase gains in those. But really at the end of the day, what we see is people rotating back into Bitcoin when these cycles reach their natural end. And so this oscillation that we see in Bitcoin dominance is part of a cycle we've seen, honestly, since as early as 2014. So in my view, it's not competitive. What we're starting to really see, though, is different blockchain protocols becoming platforms for specific use cases, because again, the proposition of each protocol is very different. Bitcoin offers security and stability. Ethereum has the EVM and smart contracts. Some of these other new platforms have really high speed and transaction throughput, but make compromises elsewhere. So it's not competition in my view, it's just a maturing of the space and a diversification from one asset class with a beta of one to Bitcoin into a broader asset class.
People buy cryptos for two basic reasons, and I'm wildly, sort of narrowing it down, Melton, which is number one, they just want to buy low and sell high and make some money. They don't really care if or what the coin does, like a Doge, some others. So there are going to be people that are just betting and sort of gambling on that. And then there are others that are true acolytes. They believe that Ethereum will become the underlying platform on parts of the blockchain for financial transactions as well. Is Ethereum, in your view, and I'm not asking you to knock Bitcoin, is it more useful than Bitcoin, or is it being perceived right now among the true believers as maybe the more transactional based of the two?
I don't view it that way. Look, I think the simple explanation is this. Right now, a lot of the tokens that people are trading, a lot of the short-term alpha or upside is in investing in some of these projects that are having really rapid appreciation. For example, if you want to speculate on NFTs, you need Ether to do that. And so what we're seeing, right, if I hold Bitcoin at 50K and I think it's going to go to 250K by the end of the year, that's a 500% upside. If I see a new token that I think is going to do, 100x or 50x, maybe I'll rotate out of Bitcoin into something I think has short-term higher appreciation potential. But again, this is all highly cyclical. At the end of the day, the trend we have seen consistently and continue to see is people hold different assets for different reasons. There's definitely part of the ecosystem that's speculative. That, as you've alluded to, a lot of people are looking to make long-term allocation, a lot more institutional capital coming into the space as well. And again, I think people hold different assets for different reasons, and duration really matters, right? If I want to hold an asset 10 years, for me, that's going to be Bitcoin and probably a little bit of Ether as well. If I want to hold something more short-term and take advantage of this current explosion of inflows and interest we're seeing, I'm probably going to hold something else that has a higher probability of returning my fund or giving me a lot of upside. So I think a part of it is really short-term driven behavior around opportunities that exist in this moment in time.
Are you saying there are people with excess capital that throughout history will occasionally throw money at a risky investment and hope that it pays off, and some do and some don't? That seems to be what's happening, but great long-term perspective. It's amazing. It happened with many things over history. Melton DeVeers, Chief Strategy Officer at Coin Shares. I think I said Coin Desk earlier, which makes me the Peter Brady of the show. Karen, your quick final thought on crypto and everything Melton just talked about.
So I have Bitcoin exposure. It's clearly not without risk, but I've made my bet. I'm willing to have tremendous downside on it, so it's smaller than other bets that I would make for sure. But it's also in a number of other cryptocurrencies as well, including Ethereum, including Solana, and keep my fingers crossed.